We're in Biloxi, Mississippi this morning at the home of Beauvoir, which was the home of Jefferson Davis. Beauvoir is one of the neatest harvest host sites that we've found yet. It was purely by accident that we stumbled into it. It's Memorial Day weekend, and we're looking for a place on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Out of just pure desperation, I went to the Harvest Host site, and up pops Beauvoir. This is some of the most prime real estate that you can have on the coast. We're beside the Biloxi Convention Center, next to a casino. And look, we're the only ones here camping. Now, as to how we ended up with this good fortune, so went to the site and it said that they didn't do this right now. So I called because there were reviews that were showing how much they had enjoyed staying here, and they were recent. That's the Jefferson Davis home, the Jefferson Davis Library. And I got a hold of Brian, who, if you read the reviews in Harvest Host, you'll see his name a lot. And Brian explained that they suspended their Harvest Host during the summer months because they were too busy to be able to work with it then. But that they had 4 sites that they rented here. And so I asked if there was any availability, knowing that there was no possible way. And he said, well, let me check. And when he checked, he says, yeah, we can do that. How many nights you want? So I was like, well, give me 2. Now, in their site, they have water and they have electricity, but no sewer connections. So you have to keep in mind how that works. There's no dump station. So you have to plan for that. Then he went on to explain that it costs $25 a night to stay here, and that with that $25, that also included your entry into a tour of the home. Well, there's my wife, my grandson's with us on this trip, and myself. The tickets are normally about $14 a piece. So we got 3 free tickets at $14 a piece, and our stay for 2 nights was $50. How great does it get? And then was told that, well, you know, we have the tour of the house, and then we lock a gate at night. You'll have a code for getting in and out, and we have a full-time security person on the grounds. It just keeps getting better. And that you're free to roam the grounds as you wish, even after we've closed. So, here we are this morning, they're closed, and getting to go out and ride around and take a look at the park. Well, I guess I'd call it a park. It looks like a park at the same time. I guess it's really not. But isn't this neat? We got here yesterday afternoon and elected not to do a tour then. They do a tour, as I said, at the top of every hour. But We're going to actually do the tour of the home today. Now, how lucky did we get? I mean, really. I'm just overwhelmed by what a great find this is. Can you even in your wildest imagination dream up the difference between waking up here and walking out the door of your camper and waking up in any RV park that you've ever been and walking out the door of your camper? There's no comparison. We'll ride to the back where the cemetery is. And as I'm riding along and looking at everything, it just keeps coming back to me. How did I get this fortunate this weekend? I mean, you can't find a place to park an RV at a park this weekend. Everything's full. People have planned for this weekend for months in advance. And here we are. It's just unbelievable. This is the tomb of the unknown Confederate soldier. Now, I'm not versed in this, but my wife tells me that the coins on top of the tomb, that there is a military thing that in some recognition. As obvious from what I'm saying, I don't know this, but they're the coins. This is the grave of Samuel Emory Davis, the father of Jefferson Davis. The lady last night said that this his body actually had been in a grave in North Mississippi along the Mississippi River, and that they had moved it here because the site there was giving way to the river. And so when we first saw this, we assumed the grave, because it's by itself. And so we assumed that this was something that possibly that maybe even Jefferson Davis himself had decided this is where it would be, but that was not the case. And so when I asked about where's Jefferson Davis's grave, and the lady said it's actually in Virginia, that the family wanted him buried there with the rest of the family. Beauvoir has been a great visit. It's a beautiful place, and today is a beautiful day. It's, I don't know, probably 85 degrees out, low humidity, extremely nice. If you should decide to come stay here, a couple things to know. Number one is that they only have 4 sites, and they're not full hookup. They do have electricity, and they do have water. The electricity is only 30 amp, and on the 4 sites, there were only 3 of them that were working today, which was fine, but just letting you know that one. Of the Harvest Host sites that we've stayed at, this one is, geez, total notch above. I mean, it's a National Historical Site. It's a state historical site. The grounds are kept beautifully. I mean, if this stately home were not here, the live oaks are worth being on the site. Let's see, one other thing that you may want to keep in mind, and that is you are on the side of a very busy highway. Highway 90 runs along the edge of the coast, and it is a tourist area, so there is a lot of traffic, a lot of noisy traffic. So if that bothers you, you don't want to stay here. For me, all the positives here way outset that minor negative. As a whole, Beauvoir made for such a great weekend, and geez, what an unexpected pleasure. And you know, as I've said so many times about Harvest Host sites, what RV park could you have that I could do this in? So remember, you can only harvest host here in some of the winter months, and those sites, the free sites, are on grass, of course no power, no water, as typical with Harvest Host, and then you would pay for the tour of the house. If you rent the site, then the tour of the house is free with that. You may actually come out ahead with that. So once again, it's been a great visit here, and I hope you get an opportunity to come visit. Have a great day.